Witam, pulpeczka z tej strony. Wracamy do The Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. W ostatnim odcinku wróciliśmy z Irlandii, jako George oczywiście. Jesteśmy teraz w muzeum. Musimy go jakoś, tego faceta po prostu tutaj, no nie wiem, pozbyć się go, albo coś w tym rodzaju, bo musimy porozmawiać z profesorem. Jeśli chodzi o Niko, no to Niko znalazła buga w swoim mieszkaniu. Oczywiście też okazało się, że no niestety małżonka Blouchard, tak? Dobrze pamiętam? Czy na pewno źle? Ale małżonka tego faceta, co zginął pierwszy, została zamordowana. Okazało się też, że ma kluczyk, który powoduje, że możemy otworzyć naszą skrzyneczkę, którą dostaliśmy od ojca i dużo innych ciekawych rzeczy się dowiedzieliśmy. Ale na ten moment musimy się tego pana tutaj pozbyć, nie wiem, cokolwiek musimy z nim zrobić, bo musimy porozmawiać z profesorem. Na razie mi jakoś to nie wychodzi. Więc może wyjdźmy sobie stąd. Tak, ty nadal mi to pokazujesz. Rozumiem. Tutaj co mamy? Przejdźmy się może po tych miejscach, w których byliśmy. Co tu mamy? Ach, tu jest telefon. To nie! George, nie! Dobrze. Możemy w końcu to otworzyć. A, tu jest wejście tu. Ale tu chyba nic nie mamy. Nie. Wtedy też chyba kot uciekł. Za pierwszym razem, jak sprawdziliśmy.
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
No, dziękuję za ten bardzo szczegółowy opis. Nie musiałeś, naprawdę.
I decided I'd had enough of messing with that drain pipe.
To nic mi nie daje w takim razie. Tu mamy zamknięte. Tak. Idziemy sobie tu. Co tu mamy? Różerii, pasty do policji. W sumie nie mamy tutaj możliwości dłużej poruszania się. Pójdziemy na policję, zobaczymy coś. Może uda nam się coś tutaj dowiedzieć konkretnego.
It was just some police paperwork, a search warrant.
Rozmawiamy.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur.
He also calls himself Thomas Merlin.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Stobart. I don't know him. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Okej.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur. Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One
Oczywiście.
looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Czyli znasz ich, tak?
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Że co?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the avenue des Hérissons.
A to ciekawe rzeczy się tutaj
Why was
dowiadujemy.
Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Dobra.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of
Oczywiście.
course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
Aha. To może to.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you, Sergeant?
That's a double-line Swedish with a crosshatch Bergman strike strip. Now, that's unusual. Pre-war Anderson hinging.
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private collection.
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
Masz to. Może to ci... Albo czekaj.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way! This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
Masz.
Maybe not. What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
That is not a good idea.
Wiem, ale próbuję wszystkiego. George. Bear with me.
See you later, Sergeant.
Może mogę użyć telefonu. No i co? A w ogóle gdzie mam wizytówkę tego policjanta, no? A. Nawet nie mogę pójść do niego, bo ten w ogóle nie chce... O Boże. Ale mamy nowe miejsce! Szpital!
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Wow.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
No, dobrze, ale ja bym chciała go zobaczyć, no.
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Tak? A który?
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Porozmawiamy z
Thanks for your
recepcjonistką. Od niej może coś wyciągniemy. Swoim urokiem
me?
zabójczym.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Słuchaj, chcę się zobaczyć z tym
I'm
facetem.
here to see Jacques Marquet.
Jacques'iem.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Tak, oczywiście.
Yeah, I'm his long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
Dobra.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Okej.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday
Boże,
to entertain
nie.
the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Naprawdę. Teraz będzie niedźwiedziem.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Dobra, a znasz tego człowieka?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Okej.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see.
Naprawdę.
He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
To znaczy?
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Coś powiesz mi więcej o niej?
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna, and turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Dobra, to idziemy. Tak. Tutaj albo tutaj. Idziemy najpierw tu.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Możemy z nim porozmawiać?
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Co możesz mi powiedzieć o tym
Do you know
człowieku?
where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Okej. On jest dziwny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
Okej.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now. Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Dobrze. To zrobimy inaczej.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
No idź, idź, idź. Co, ja nic nie mogę teraz zrobić? Dobra, idziemy tutaj.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Okej, ale ja jestem ciekawa
Do you have a
jedno.
patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Okej. A co to ja mam tutaj to?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okej.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Okej.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
I'll come back later.
Nie wiem po co, nie wiem na co.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Doctor,
Czego?
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Przecież już mierzyłam.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Czy on będzie mnie za każdym razem zatrzymywać?
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my
O
blood.
Boże!
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Może muszę się tej pielęgniarki jednak zapytać.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hmm. A dlaczego nie mogę z nim porozmawiać? Aha, czyli tutaj nie mamy dużego wyboru. A może jemu to pokażemy? Może on nam podpowie.
Hello.
Oh, hi! No whistling, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Are you having trouble with Mr. Shiny?
Yes, I am. I don't know what's got into him today. He keeps pulling his plug.
Oczywiście. Sam! Słuchaj.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
The connector in the socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine.
Muszę z nim pogadać.
Hi, it's me again. No way. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Hmm.
I'll come back later. Hi, it's me again. I'll come back later.
Czekajcie.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny!
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Okej.
See you later.
Right.
Dałam mu. Może to coś spowoduje.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
You haven't finished taking my blood
Nie
pressure.
no, kurczę. Naprawdę?
Will you keep quiet?
Now,
I have...
well, it's...
I'll come... Hi. I'll come back later.
O Boże. Porozmawiajmy.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Keep it safe until I... think of something. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Huh.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint. See you
Czekajcie.
later.
Right.
Z nim mogę porozmawiać?
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Oczywiście!
He's fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Spoko. Idziemy teraz. Chodź.
Hi, it's me again. I'll come back.
Z nim może...
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Tak... No i? A, i ja teraz mogę iść. Ja tak... No i?
Rather you than me, pal?
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
No chcę się zobaczyć z
Have you heard
pacjentem.
of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He
Czemu?
has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, doc.
Czyli mogę już wejść. O matko! Co się mu stało?
Marquet?
Yes. I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as
Naprawdę?
Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
I umrze.
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui,
Oh.
monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
O
He's an
matko.
imposter. The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Dawaj. Znaczy i tak go nie uratujmy. Pistoletem! Wow! No i nie żyje. Powrotem
Hello,
do Niko.
George.
Dobra, kończymy. Kończymy to teraz. Myślę, że w następnym odcinku nowych rzeczy się dowiemy. Bardzo ciekawych. Więc do usłyszenia. Do następnego razu.